16th of March when schools last year had to close down because of the COVID. We complied. We look forward to coming back by May because we thought the COVID was just something that was passing by. And we have been in it till this time where we have just heard from the President that schools can reopen. I am Reverend Ashaiman, the administrator of Agape School Complex.
Ben is Addo Danquah, the administrator of St. Francis School, located in Ashaiman,
I am a SCHs. I handle English and then a Catholic here in Shalom International School.
My name is
My name is David from Tom. So I'm the coordinating ambassador.
I go by the name Addo Danquah, a student of Shalom, and I'm in Form 3.
I'm called Clemens Wells, the head teacher of Continental School Complex in Ashaiman, Lebanon Zone 4.
I'm Addo Daniel, Form 3 student from Shalom International School.
My name is Martina. I am in Form 3. My name is Erica. I'm in Form 3.
I'm a new Vincent.
Even those who had better things doing, were affected by it, you understand. And not to talk of a school going on break for that, long period. But then there is a saying that it is God that takes care of people. And so we survived throughout the COVID. We got some assistance from, the school administration. So it wasn't that bad. It was good. And then we coped with a little that, we had. It was good. It was good.
to the hearing of an unfamiliar sickness, and we were all new to it. We were so, it posed a threat to us actually. So we were not surprised when the lockdown came, but we didn't expect that it is going to take this long for almost 9 months. And the 9 months has been like we are almost in a prison, especially for we school workers, because we halted everything, academic work, salaries were not coming for this 9 months. So it has really been a difficult moment for us. And if you are a worker and then your monies are not coming regularly, you know how you are going to fare, especially if you have families at home to take care of. So it's really posed a threat, and we were so happy when the president informed us that we can go back to school.
Now, when it comes to the effect on our teachers, yes, it was so strong during the total lockdown, but at the point in time when we had the partial lockdown where we could move about, we had the teachers link up with some of the parents. Whilst we were doing the online, the cost in doing the online for parents, the gadgets like phones and laptops, and then the internet especially, that was not very available. It didn't really help us to do it as we should do it. But the teachers had to now go to homes and take them through this learning, and we were able to keep our school and the teachers and children all together in place.
COVID-19 is a sudden news for us. We not collect our arrears, which affect the teachers a lot.
We had some special personal studies at home, which with some of our teachers, we learned a lot of things there. So during that season, things were a little bit difficult, but we kept on adhering to the protocols.
So the COVID has affected us a lot. We've been in the house since last year, 16th of March 2020, and this is a private sector, and as the students were at home, there was no school, so no salary for teachers, nothing like that. So in fact, it has really affected our economic development and other things at home. Even moreover, some of us those of us who are having wife and children, it really affected us. But by the grace and the favor of Almighty God, we have resumed today. We are believing that things will work good for all of us this time or this year.
We are dealing with humans, and we would say that because something like this happened or this sickness came and then school was not running, we would leave them like that and for them to even be in hunger. So for we especially, like we the school and administration and all the management, at least we came in supporting them with a little that we can. So it was not surprising that when we resumed, and we had most of our teachers coming back, and that is a great thing, like for us as a school.
The COVID, my school, when the whole thing started, we did not leave the teachers to just live like that. During March, we were able to give them some packages, and then in the second month, which was April, we were able to give them some packages also. In addition to that, the form trees were here by then. They came to school, so the teachers who were with us by then, we were able to give them some packages, and even during the Christmas holidays, we give those who were here, we give them some packages. Even those who did not come, the school was able to mobilize something to support them at home, even though they are not here. We haven't gotten any support from the government or anybody. It's all from our resources.
We were trusting that the government will give us the package. But we wait. We couldn't see anything. So we were like disappointed. Because not every school, the money that some of us are charging is not the same as others are charging. Some are charging because of the environment or the area you live. The people are poor according to how you charge. So our fees is very low, and we don't have enough in bank to support the teachers during the COVID. So it's a very, very serious matter to the teachers. We couldn't support them because we were trusting that the government will give us a loan so that we can also use it to give them. But we didn't do that, and it's very disappointing. So only that is very serious to us that we could not get the loan to support the teachers. And we have been calling them and telling them that this is our situation. Because we have a lot of ideas, example like this. See, ideas. And last year they didn't pay our school fees. These are some of the ideas. See, 1 point. School fees 140. Somebody don't pay 140. And how can you pay a teacher during a lockdown? No. So it will give us a lot of headache. So now that we maybe shall be negotiating with the government whether they will pay the arrears or not.
Yes, it is it. And then if you all recall, in the president's, if not last but one speech, and then he said that we cannot allow this COVID to just truncate the work or the education of the students, and for that matter they should resume to work. And so based on that, yes, it is good. I say yes because there have been some measures, or there have been some protocols which have been outlined before even the school resumed. And the school did not just resume. There were some stakeholders meetings and stuff with the education ministry, the president, heads of schools and others. And so they know best. So if they have agreed to allow the school to be in session again, then we support it, and it is a good idea as well. Not that we're looking at the aspect of making money, but the future aspect of the children as well. So it is good. It is good.
Well, looking at the nature of the COVID, well, it's supposed not to be, but because it's a norm, it has become what we call a global problem. I think it's okay. We don't have anything to talk about. So far as now, we realize that it's coming down, and the children have been in the house for long. I think we have to accept whatever it is.
It's a good news to us because life is coming back. So there's nothing to fear if we observe the protocols like sanitizing, checking temperature, and all those things. There's nothing that we should fear. It's just the measure, you follow the measure. When we follow the measure, there's nothing we should fear. And also, the parents also are alert with their children to provide anything that they need. So for me, it's a good news that we go back. The children said, all what they have learned, the majority forget. We have to go back. So by when school will open like this, it's safe there. So it's, the school will open again. We thank the government for opening the school.
General announcement that the school was fumigated, so we were called, as actually the Zoom Lion called us that they are going to fumigate the school, and they came. That was last week. Yeah, so the fumigation was done last week, and in terms of preparation, the government had some standards to which we have to attain before school resume. For which school resume, so we, especially on the side of infrastructure, especially knowing that your class cannot be having more than 30 students, so we have put all those measures in place to make sure that the classes are having the number that is set from the government. And one thing is about ventilation. So as you can see, we have this butler groups all around just to be able to have free air, free ventilation, to be able to for a free circulation in the classrooms. And another thing is washrooms. We cannot leave those one out when you are talking about COVID, because it comes with its issues. So what we did was to increase the number of the washroom facilities that we're having before the children resume. So on that side too, we have sorted down that side. And yeah, so let me just say we've done enough for the resumption of school.
Wow. For here, everything is on point. Like as you can see, we have our sanitizer here, and then our thermometer down is going here. So if the person is coming, we make sure he sanitizes the sample, hands well, and also we make sure we use this one, the gun or something, to take the person off. So as for here, as you can see, everything is going on.
Oh, today the response was not all that better. The form trees, they came in their numbers. The other sector, the primary, we were expecting that they would come in their numbers, but they were not able to come. But few of them that came, we did not even leave them in the classroom because school opened today. We have to teach them. So I've spoken with my teachers. So my teachers were able to take them. They were taught, and then what the guidelines which the government have given us knows, but we are trying to maintain those people.
And I think that the expectation for today has been very interesting. Fortunately for us, we anticipate parents bringing their kids, because last week we had a series of small grouping meetings per class by class on PTA for the parents, and we discussed and we told parents our plans for how to curb the COVID spread. When we open, our PPEs were available because we have had a test of that for the Form 2s and the Form 3s before their BEC last year. I think those prepped us to be ready to receive them. I want to say that in Agape School Complex, where I teach, I'm the administrator, and also I coupled as the outgoing chairman for the Ghana National Association of Private Schools, Zone 1B in Ashaiman. I think that in all, we have been open to this, knowing that it's a pandemic and we all needed to face it?
For our school, actually, we have the parents' numbers and their contacts actually. So before resumption, and even during the COVID, we were still contacting them, checking on the children. So when the news came that we have to resume school, it wasn't difficult getting to the parents. So we have to call the parents and inform them about the resumption, and then what they need to bring along, especially the children. So there are nose masks, sanitizers, there are personal spoons and cups. We told the parents all that. So when we resume today, the number has been encouraging. Parents have also come in and do the necessary things that they need to do. The number has been encouraging. We were not even expecting this number anymore, but we are hopeful that as time goes on, we'll get the whole number of population.
Response has been good so far. So started with the cleanup on Friday, and a number of them were present. And on Monday, which is today, as early as 6:30, 6:45 to 7, a good number of the students were also here, with their parents, to be taken through the protocols laid down for all of them, since school has resumed. And so the response on the part of the children has been good, and that of parents not bad. And with response to the academic work in class, they've been home for a long time. Some had the opportunity to attend classes, some also never had that opportunity. But all in all, it's good. And then casting them back, at least they are remembered. And so the response has not been bad. It's okay.
School has just resumed, so we will do our best to catch up with all the things we have been taught.
All right, we are working as teachers, but under somebody who is our president, and whatever measure the president has put in place, but we are trying to obey all to avoid any embarrassment. So the use of face masks in the classroom, washing of hands with soap and then water, the use of sanitizer and many other things, we are adhering to those protocols to avoid any future embarrassment. We have decided, but we cannot do without the parents. So we decided that I sat with my director just last week Sunday. Even this morning I sat with him. So we've come to a compromise that to this week Sunday we shall invite all the parents in the school so that we sit down and then we address the issue amicably. It shouldn't be that the school authority, they are deciding alone, leaving them. So we want to do everything collectively. So by the grace and the favor of God, this week Sunday, the parents will be in the school and then we address everything amicably.
From the beginning, our school fees is reasonable. That when you even reduce it, you can't pay the SCHs. The money, because the money they are charging from class 1 to class 6, 140 Ghana cedis. Now when you reduce it, you can't pay all you can't meet the cost. The running the school. So we made it like that. We decided to increase it so that we increase the teachers' salary. But looking at the situation, the COVID-19, people's work has been spoiled or unemployed, become unemployed. So we leave it like that. For the meantime, when the situation is normal, we can increase it so that the teachers also can get more allowance or salary. So we never slash it down or maintain it like that. The only plan we have is we follow the academic calendar, and maybe we know how to spend in case of any eventuality like this, so that we can use to support the teachers. So we are preparing to how to manage our expenditure, so that we can save something in future for anything that will happen like this.
Yeah, I think what we did actually as we resumed today is that we called a staff meeting immediately to tell them that the time limit is very short. Therefore, everybody is going to do extra work for them to be able to catch up. So we have even met with the staff and then told them everything that they're supposed to do. That means this time you don't have to do. You must make sure straightforward and be committed to the work. I think that is it. So as we resume, when we realize things are getting better, I think by all means we need to do something.
As the president has announced all of us, COVID-19, we can all try our best to alleviate it in the system. And the best thing to do is to maintain the precaution measures the government has put in place. If we are all able to put those things in place, I'm sure within a short period of time, there will be everything shall be over and Ghana will be free. We shall be free. All our students in the universities and other institutions, I'm believing that it's a matter of respecting the protocols. And we are believing that God will be at our side to alleviate this in our system.
Okay, so according to the president's directives, that we are to have Veronica bucket, and so in the morning we had some Veronica buckets placed at vantage point. You can see one there, and then just one behind me here, and then one is also placed at the frontage of the administration. So one is also at the back there. So we have about 5 Veronica buckets, 7 all the students here, and then ensuring that they comply with the protocols too. Each teacher has been, taken through some series of training as to how to, monitor them, as to how to guide them when it comes to washing up their hands, when it comes to, going for their foods, using their sanitizers and stuff. So the class teachers have been charged to supervise the children as well, and those of us in the JHS department as well, we have also been charged to also supervise them, and which it's okay. So every teacher is doing his or her best to make sure the pupils, if not so to speak, observe the protocols as duly required.
As I said, we called parents and we gave them some protocols of which the children need to follow. So wearing the nose mask from the house to this place was one thing that we were bent on for them to do. So this morning we realized that at the gates, those who are not wearing, we have to make them get it before we allow them to enter the school. So at the standard, there is no person in this school that is not having a nose mask. And the sanitizers, we asked them to also bring those ones along, but the school personally has provided sanitizers in all the classrooms for the teachers and then the children. We sensitize them concerning the directives, what they need to do. And I was even moving from classroom to classroom when the parents came. I have to sit to the parents, so I have to put down the house. So we have done that sensitization to make them aware of what they need to do. So except when you are eating, your nose mask should be on, because when you are eating you don't even talk. So except when you are eating, your nose mask should be on.
COVID is real, so make sure you wear your nose mask wherever you are going, either markets or any public place. You need to wear your nose mask. Make sure you sanitize your hands before you leaving the place or going to the place.
It's serious. We've now come to school. They should obey the teachers. Also, the protocols being given to us, they should all adhere to it, and so that all of us will stay safe.
What I want to say to everyone is that we should still maintain the COVID-19 protocol, since the disease is not still going. And then if we do everything to ensure, we have a hope that it will reduce.
Yes, I think that some parents are still holding back. I made the calls to them, and then some people will be making the inquiry like, is it safe? Are the children safe and all that? So I should think that the government should highlight more on the children going back to school. I think when it's from the top or it's from the head, the parents will put much attention to it. So the more sensitization or more education should be done from the government to make parents allow their children to come to school, because it has been a long academic way that has been halted, and the children need to come back and pick up. So if we have opened up school and just a number is coming, or few number of people are coming, it will take us back. You get it? It will actually take us back. So when we get a full class, you know that you are just progressing, but you won't have a half class and then a half class will come and join later. It means that it's going to delay the work of the teacher. So government should highlight more on the coming back, and then if possible they should get us PPEs, because as it stands now we've not had any PPEs from the government. So getting the PPEs from the government will also help us with the little that we have, because we are now resuming. There was nothing in the coffers, but we have to try and provide that anyway. So if government should come in to provide us the PPEs, it will be very good. The parents at home too, it's safe. We should allow the children to come. We are here for them. We also not mess up for the children to get contact the sickness. We are very careful. In as much as I don't want to get it, I won't expect the children to also contact it. So please, they shall allow the children to come out. It's safe.
It is a good thing that school has resumed, and then we entreat all parents to have trust in the teachers, that the teachers are not going to lower down their guards to expose their children to the virus. They should trust in us that we will do what is expected of us, so that their children's lives will also be secure. So we will say that it is good, and we pray that the Lord will be with us, and then this thing will become a thing of the past. In the voice of the president, this too shall pass. Thank you.